Hey guys, this is Mr. Call. Let's go ahead. We're going to be doing homework help for homework 2.2, solving one-step equations. You do see that we have the box on this assignment that's off on the right with that arrow kind of thing there. We'll talk about how we use the box and a little bit of why it's useful, but we really don't see that until we get into two-step equations. But we're still using the box. So first question I'd like to help you on is question number 4. We have x over 3 equals 35. I'll write it over here because it's kind of in the way there by that 4. So now the question is, in the box, I write what variable we're dealing with. First thing up there, so I'm dealing with x. I write an x there. Now the question is, what is happening to x? So as I look over here, x is being divided by 3, right? So I'm going to write divide by 3 in my box because that's what's happening to x. Now, sometimes we call this the chore chart because on the inside of the box, it's like your parents tell you, hey, you need to divide by 3. It's like that your parents telling you to clean your room, you know, and so what happens when your parents leave? Yeah, you don't clean your room. You do the opposite, right? You probably made it even more dirty. I don't know. So on the outside here, we have to do the opposite operation, which is instead of dividing by 3, we're going to multiply by 3. Sometimes, actually, I like to use a dot here for multiplication, so because we're dealing with x. So to solve this then, we're going to multiply by 3 to both sides. So as I multiply by 3 here, multiply by 3 here. Now, this is kind of hard for a lot of people to see, but I have 3 times x divided by 3. But what happens is multiplying by 3 and dividing by 3, they cancel out basically. They multiply or divide to 1. So it becomes like a 1x or just an x. And then over here we have 35 times 3. I believe that's 105. And that's that answer. So now on this, we're looking not just for the answer that x equals 105, but we're also looking for use of the box and writing what's happening to x that's being divided by 3, that then we need to multiply by 3 on the outside. Let's go on to the next question. Question number 9. Again, we're working with x. I'm going to write an x above the box as we're working on this. So, yeah, what's happening to x here? I see that x is being added to by a negative 15. And I will write that now. We could write add by a negative 15, or we could just write it as being like minus by 15. It's the same thing. So now, let me rewrite that again. It's a little tight up there by that 9. Okay, so then we're going to do the opposite, which is add. So we're adding by 15 to both sides of my equation, right? Sometimes we like to draw the line down to the equal sign as we do that. So I'm going to add 15 here, add 15 here, keep my equation balanced so that this adds to 0. The negative 15 plus 15 adds to 0. I cross it off so we remember that we're not dealing with it anymore. My x comes down here. And that's equal to 14 plus 15, which is 29. And so that's my answer, x equals 29. If you want to write it as x equals 29 nicer down here, that's fine. Yeah, and so that's using the box and solving for x. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the next one. This time I'm going to rewrite it again right now. So 2 equals x over negative 4, or x divided by negative 4. Again, we're solving for x, so I'm writing x at the top here. And then what's happening to x here? Oh, yeah. Hey, it's being divided by a negative 4. Now, I like to write divide by, and I'll put a negative 4 in parentheses. Some people like, if you write divide by and then write minus 4, you're not sure what's going on. But that number is just negative 4. So we're going to then do the opposite operation. So the opposite of divide is multiply. So then out here, we're going to say, hey, we're going to multiply by negative 4. So multiply to both sides by negative 4. I draw my line to remember like both sides of the equal sign. Times by a negative 4 here. Times by a negative 4 here. All right. And let's simplify it. So I always like to start on the left-hand side. So negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8. And that's equal to, now we have x divided by x divided by a negative 4 times by a negative 4. Those end up multiplying to be just 1. Multiplying by a number and dividing by the same number always gives us 1, as long as it's not 0, but we're not working with that right now. So then x equals -8. And sometimes I would like to rewrite it. So we like x on the left-hand side for some reason, so we could write that as x equals -8. Let's go on to the next one. Last one, number 17, says Chance Udy earns $5 for every baseball shirt he sells. Chance earned $95 by selling baseball shirts. How many shirts did he sell? Write an equation and solve it. So Chance Udy earns $5 for every baseball shirt he sells. So I would say he gets $5 per shirt, so that would be 5 times the number of shirts he sells, will give us how much money he has made. So we'll say 5 times the number of shirts, x, equals 95. Okay, so then let's go ahead. We have our equation now. 5 times x equals 95. I'm going to use my box over here and write x on top. Now looking at what is happening to x. Now it doesn't really say anything's happening there, but a 5 next to an x means multiply. So we're being multiplied. X is being multiplied by 5. So to solve it, we have to do the opposite, which is divide by 5. And so when we do that, we're going to divide by 5 to both sides, find out how many baseball shirts Chance has sold. So divide by 5, divide by 5. That gives me, as I look over here, 5 divided by 5, that divides to a 1. I'm left with 1x, or just an x, equals 95 divided by 5 is 19. So we have x equals 19. Great. Thanks, everyone. See you later. And that's homework help. Thanks.